There seems to be a time in aviation history that just stands still. A time of industrial and aeronautical engineering that has melded together a thing of beauty. The P-51 Mustang can be easily defined as such, and today we might just be able to add Scale Wings Aircraft SW51 Mustang to the list. This year at the 2022 EAA Airventure event in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Scale Wings Aircraft debuted their SW51 Mustang in a big way and positioned themselves at show center, capturing our attention. All right, here we are still at the Oshkosh 2022 show. Scale Wings Aircraft is debuting this year with their Mustang, and we're here to talk a little more details about it. So go ahead and introduce yourself and where you're from first.
Right, I'm Christian from Germany. I'm one of the directors of the company, and yeah, we're a German aircraft manufacturer with a manufacturing facility in the Aviation Valley in Poland, which is one of the world's largest aerospace industry clusters.
Okay, so we got Germany and we got Poland involved in this.
That's right. Yeah.
This joint venture.
Yeah, yes, you do.
Okay, let's start with a little bit of the background of how this came to be. Like, who dreamed this up to start with?
Right. We really owe this to the genius mind of Hans Röller from Austria, who over 20 years, he's a very innovative engineer. One of that kind that back in the 80s, when you couldn't buy jet engines for remote control aircraft, he was already in his garage making the blades by hand, you know, every single blades, and building jet engines for remote control aircraft. So just to tell you what sort of personality that is.
Very passionate about aviation.
And very capable.
Yeah.
And then just from pure passion for aviation and with his talent, he started designing and building remote control aircraft. Always full carbon composites, and the unique feature that he mastered and refined over 20 years was to give them to add every detail, every rivet and every screw you would find on the warbirds that he was making. He would work by hand every single rivet into the molds.
On these RC planes, on the Scale models.
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
So he already started a company by the same name, Scale Wings, back in the day, and his kits were some of the most desired on the planet, with people waiting more than 2 years for those kits. In 2010, his kits, the aircraft already had a wingspan of 12 feet, and then everyone was like, Hans, you are making the world's most beautiful remote control full carbon.
What scale do they call that in the RC world when it's that giant, you know?
I think that's 1 to 4, glaube ich. I'm not sure, 1 to 4, I think that was, yeah.
Okay.
And,
super size scale.
Yeah, 12 feet wingspan. And then the people were like, you're making the most beautiful RC models. Why don't you make them a little bit bigger so we can finally sit inside and fly them ourselves?
Okay, and now we have Scale Wings from that.
Now, why the Mustang? I might add this. He did an online survey. What's the most desired warbird of all times? And sure enough, the P-51 Mustang won by a big margin.
So might as well start with that one if
Right.
you're going to start a company and making a full-size airplane.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Well, going to the construction of this, which I think is the hot topic of this design, right? Being that the Mustang was all metal and this is not metal at all.
Right.
So what is it comprised of? What is it composed of? All the manufacturing of it?
Well, it's a full carbon aircraft. So the main wing spars and the ribs, that's full carbon, and on the outside shells we're using a honeycomb sandwich structure. But this aircraft, yeah, every rivet that you see here is just an illusion. It's not a metal aircraft. It's full carbon composite, but
which is ironic because so many people, especially in like the aircraft's showmanship, are trying to sand, smooth, or prime out any rivets, so it's just completely glass. You, on the flip side, are actually trying to incorporate that back into it, the industrialness of the design.
Yeah, you're right. Well, we wanted to celebrate just the beauty of this P-51 Mustang, which is, I mean, still to today, it's one of the most beautiful aircraft ever built.
So is there anything in the airframe itself that is, in fact, riveted, whether it's pop riveted or solid AN riveted?
No, it's a full carbon design.
Even, I poked around in the interior a little bit around the seats and I saw some, it looks like squashed rivets.
Yeah.
Even those are composite.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
It really looks like, and I'll show that here,
Yeah.
it looks like a solid AN rivet.
It's an unfathomable amount of work that was required to bring these details into the molds. And every single rivet and every screw and every textile, everything you see has been done by hand, one by one, worked into the molds. You can imagine the amount of work that was. And so we like to say often we're blending the best of both worlds, the classic aluminum look, so you can't tell the difference from the original aircraft, yet using 21st century aerospace materials of full carbon, like it's used in F-35s and F-22s and Dreamliners. So bringing that together has never been done before, as far as we know.
So we'll get to the specs in a minute. I know you want to know all the specs and speeds and all that kind of stuff. I'm still interested in the manufacturing process of this. So obviously it's all composite, all carbon. What does the manufacturing look like on this? Is the wing all one piece and split in half, or is each wing a separate piece? Or talk about that for a second.
Yeah. So basically we have a center wing section that goes here until the black line, basically just outside of the inner fuel
center
tanks.
section. Okay. Yeah.
A center wing section and the outer wing sections.
Okay.
And the outer wings are designed to be very easily removable in about 10 minutes. So there's a special procedure and special jigs where we lower the flaps here, and then we can detach those outer wings and take them out for transport.
Okay.
So
you got the center section, which would be from here to here, minus the fuselage. It's just a wing, correct?
Yeah, the center wing section is this. The fuselage is a separate part.
Okay.
Yeah?
I wasn't sure if it was incorporated into.
Yeah. So the major parts, really major components groups are really the fuselage, which comes. Maybe I can show best in this flyer here. So here you see it is one big piece already. It comes delivered like that.
Okay.
That actually comes from two molds, one left half and a right half, glued together in the middle. And here you see the center wing section, and then the outer wings there. That's basically the major big assembly groups.
Okay, so as a kit, what would be the first section that you would sequentially start in this to get this together?
Yes, the wing section, so outer wings and center wing section makes sense, or landing gear. Some people like to start with the landing gear first.
Okay.
But that's basically what we would recommend to start with, yeah.
All right, so start with the wings, then the fuselage, and then finish off with the tail.
Right, but that being said, at the moment we do not sell individual packages. Yeah, we just sell
whole kit.
Yeah, they're just a complete quick build kit, and everything that you see on this overview here comes with that kit and allows you to put it together. It's basically an assembly process. No lamination work is required.
Okay, and you mentioned the landing gear. Is this a fixed gear, or is it actually fully retractable?
It's fully retractable, all electric.
All right. Does that include the tail wheel, or does that even need to?
That also is all electric and fully retractable.
So that goes up as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's very clean underneath.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We also have inner gear doors. We didn't fly with them on Monday, but those are an optional add-on as well for the main landing gear.
Awesome.
And then really is an extremely clean structure.
So let's move into what is powering this. You've got some exhaust stacks on the side, but I assume that is for show and not the actual exhaust systems. What is it powered by?
The number one that most people saw on Monday flying is a Rotax 915 IS turbo.
Okay.
So the turbocharged top model of the Rotax family, which has a lot of torque, a great sound, and it's a really nice balance between reliability, performance, and fuel economy, and it really is a very nice engine, and together with this aircraft it makes for a really nice combination.
So this Rotax is roughly 141 horsepower all in, and you're running a 4-blade prop on this one.
Yeah.
So be able to utilize all that torquey power from the turbo.
Yeah.
So what will it climb out at then?
More than 2,000 feet per minute.
More than 2,000 feet per minute.
Yeah, and we're seeing a maximum continuous power true airspeed of 155 knots in 5,000 feet, and that goes up to 185 knots in 15,000 feet. That Rotax doesn't lose performance up to 15,000 feet.
We are partnering with great companies like Dynon Avionics at Dynon.com, Airtech Coatings at AirtechCoatings.com, AviNation Youth Magazine at AviNationUSA.com, the Aviators Clinic at AviatorsClinic.com. Take a moment to go visit their websites at the links found below in the description of this video. And visit our website at ExperimentalAircraftChannel.com for events, our video library arranged in easy-to-find playlists on specific topics, affiliate products, aviation merchandise, and so much more. All right, so going back to some of the specs here, what is the endurance, the flight time? How long can you sit in the cockpit and fly this airplane?
Right, we have 2 times 50-liter wing tanks, so 100 liter in total on the inner and on the center wing section. But there's a possibility to also add outer fuel tanks of 50 liter each. So that's, or in gallons, we're talking 13 gallons, 13 gallons, 13 and 13.
So what does that yield you on a cross-country flight? How long can you stay in the air?
Depending on how much you pull in, yeah. But the Rotax is burning between 5 to 8 gallons an hour. So that's between 2.5 to 3.5, 4 hours endurance is possible.
Very good, very good. Okay, and again, what are the exhaust stacks they're made of?
They're also full carbon, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That looks really nice.
Yes.
It looks really nice.
No, the details are we had some P51 drivers at Lakeland crawling under the aircraft and looking for all the details and coming back up and saying, yeah, sure enough, I found everything I looked for.
Yeah?
Yeah, you find every detail that you find on the original Mustang is on this aircraft, just scaled down by 30%.
Now this is in fact a 2-seater, correct?
That's right, yeah, dual controls, front and rear seat.
Okay. Can you fly it from both, or do you have to be in the front?
When you fly alone, you fly from the front seat.
Okay.
But you can fly it when both are on board. You can, yeah.
Okay.
There's controls in the rear seat as well.
Okay, but you would fly this solo from the front seat for weight and balance issues,
correct.
yeah.
Correct.
I don't know what the real P51 Mustang has in it. Is the canopy just manual, or is it electric, or how does the canopy open?
Oh, this is just a sliding canopy. Right now it can open about 20 centimeters, but we're working on a solution to push it back all the way behind the first seat.
Okay.
So that's being developed right now. The solution on number 1 is about 20 centimeters. That's I don't know, in inches.
Okay.
Where you can push it back there.
And what would be the full fuel? What is the empty weight and then the gross weight? What is the useful load of it?
Mm-hmm. So an empty weight is about 1,100 pounds, and then you can go up to. We've tested it now for 1,700 pounds, but we are confident that this aircraft, the maximum takeoff weight, will be able to be raised much higher to perhaps 2,000 or even more.
And the wing is stressed to what? Plus and negative?
Plus 6 minus 4G at 1,600 pounds.
So this is moderately aerobatic capable?
Yeah, we'd like to add gentleman's aerobatic to it.
Gentleman's aerobatics,
yeah,
okay.
So like the original Mustang was flown positive G maneuver. I mean, the airframe withstands minus 4G, but the Rotax would not be so happy about that. So you want to make clean positive G maneuvers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but talking about G loads, the carbon fiber is just such a strong material, and we tested those wings to more than 12 G before they broke. So it just tells you the level of margin that we still have in that aircraft to take a higher maximum takeoff weight.
All right, so we mentioned what the kit would look like as far as assembling and stuff like that, and how you progress through the kit. How long would it take roughly to build, being that large components of this are already made, and kind of comes as a quick build kit? Already comes as a quick build kit from the factory.
Yeah. Well, we say it can be done in less than 1,500 hours, and then very much depends, of course, on
the final fit, finish, and what you want to put in it and stuff.
That's it. How much into the cosmetics and details, and how much you want to fit to it. Then it's open end. You know, you can continue working this forever, but it can be done in less than 1,500 hours, and it's absolutely realistic.
Okay. And as of today, right now, how many of them are flying?
So we had 2 flying. There's the third one in Europe right now, which is just 2 or 3 weeks away from flying. And so far we've sold 10 kits. Yeah, just today the next one, and that in the last 6 months alone.
Okay. So, and if you were to order one today here at the show, about what is the lead time on taking delivery of one here in the United States?
So far, like with the customer of today, we forecast 6 months, and we can output 1 new aircraft every 4 to 6 weeks. So then you can do the math. Yeah, with every new order, this is pushed back by 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
But we clearly see from the feedback we're receiving in Oshkosh that now we will invest into our production capacity.
Start to ramp up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm good to hear. It's glad to hear that people are that interested. It's a beautiful design.
Right.
What is the sticker shock now of the price point? What I assume this is not a entry level into aviation cost point, but what are we talking about?
Right. Yeah. The quick build kit, as we sell it here at Oshkosh, has a special price of $158,000 US. But that really is a quick build kit, giving you all the components you need to put it together. So we're talking about all the major.
That is airframe only, not engine or avionics.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the quick build kit of the airframe with all the major assembly groups. You have the control system, push-pull rods, the power quadrants for dual controls, the pedals, the control stick.
Wheels, tires, brakes.
Complete landing gear set with actuators, front electric for the electric landing gear, the flap drive mechanism, and all that, and canopy. Now, add-ons are the engine, propeller, avionics, and the ballistic system we didn't talk about yet. This aircraft is also designed to integrate a ballistic rescue system like we know from Cirrus or other light sport aircraft.
And where would that be positioned in the airport?
That's right here in the top part of the cowling.
Okay, just after the firewall?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have laminated the belts here into the side because there's a connection point in the rear and 2 in the front. You can't see it on the fuselage, but the fuselages that we are shipping out, and also the aircraft out there, we have actually laminated the belts into the sides.
Okay, so it's
already.
just under the skin, essentially.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's an optional that some people go for as well.
Okay. Well, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your Oshkosh day to explain about your new offering here. Where can they find you online, and do you have any videos out there to be able to see some of this maybe flying?
Yeah, well, our the main website is www.scalewings.com, and we are increasingly active on social media. So Facebook is Scalewings Aircraft, and on Instagram Scalewings_aircraft. And I really recommend checking those channels for updates. We also have a YouTube channel called Scalewings Aircraft, and we're more and more active uploading footage, because we really need to. I can only really recommend watching the videos of the aircraft doing low passes. Some people were here on Monday. They were really excited to see it live. But there's some great videos that show that this aircraft sounds almost like a real Mustang.
It has a very airy sound, probably because of the 4-blade prop and then the air going over the wings at that speed. But
yeah, and the belly, like the proportions of this aircraft are so exact to the original Mustang that the sound signature is so similar.
Okay.
And especially the belly scoop is active. We have the radiator installed in there like the original Mustang.
Okay.
So the faster you go, as the air moves through there, it almost gives us a jet engine sound. It really is quite remarkable and gives you the goosebumps almost. So people love that, and me too, of course.
Awesome. Well, I hope that maybe in the future we could get together and do some type of factory tour, share some shots of that to see how this is actually made at the factory level.
That would be amazing. Yeah, you're always very welcome.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us for a few minutes here at Oshkosh, and check out the website and everything on social and see the progress as this thing is built and sold across the world.